Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Jeff, for bringing us in this afternoon. Welcome back. For those of you that were here this morning, we appreciate your attendance, and again, want to welcome you back. For those of you that are just joining us this afternoon, we're glad to have you for the 4th Annual Oklahoma Family Caregiver Conference, Embracing Hope. We had some great speakers this morning. Want to first thank Aida Stevens with Sooner Success for emceeing us this morning. Did a great job. Jeremy Buchanan did a really nice, warm welcome for the attendees, and Dr. Angela Ferris for talking about the science and the power of hope. Ashley Robinson, our Miss Oklahoma of 2021, her story was empowering and very useful. The family caregivers that we had on the panel this morning, Angela, Lupe, Ed, and Martha, thank you. Your stories and what you bring, and your, as I like to say, the good, bad, and ugly, it's all there, and you shared that, and we appreciate your honesty and for being here. I shared about the Oklahoma Caregiver, the okcares.org website. I hope you all can go and take time and kind of navigate through that. And if you have questions, reach out to us. I want to let you all know that those of you that are here this afternoon for the first time, that everything is being recorded. And in a couple of weeks, we will have this afternoon's recording, this morning's recording, the breakout sessions, everything will be at okcares.org website. Just give us a week or so, and we'll try to get that all out there for you to enjoy and listen, because there's a lot of great information. I guess I didn't introduce myself. I am Nadine Walter, a program administrator for OKDHS Community Living, Aging, and Protective Services. So glad to have you here. Okay, we're going to go over a few housekeeping items. And again, if you were on this morning, you've heard this, but for anybody new, I want to be sure you are aware of everything. Everyone is muted to keep down background noise. Our attendees, if you have questions or comments for our speakers, if you'll put that in the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen, you'll see Q&A. If you will put your questions and answers there, we will monitor those, and we will ask our speakers those questions. The sessions, like I said, are being recorded, and in a week or so, we will have you'll have access to the whole conference there at okcares.org. Thanks to Jam and Jeff. He is going to be helping us give gift cards, and he's helped us give a lot of them this morning. We have more to come, so stay tuned for that. You do have to be present to win on the Zoom presentation, so please stay with us. The gift cards, we will be mailing those to the address that you have and that you're registered with. So if your mailing address is different than what you registered and you're a winner, please let us know that. And we will be putting the winners' names in chat, and please verify that you're here so that we know. All attendees, that you can, if you are looking for interpretation services, at the bottom of your screen, there's a globe which says interpretation. If you click on that, and you can choose English, Spanish, or sign language. And we do have, thanks to our partners that are helping us with the Spanish interpretation and sign language. We appreciate that. Attendees will also have the opportunity to fill out evaluations at the end. They will be mailed to you. Again, if you send in an evaluation, you have another opportunity to receive a gift card, and please take time to do that. That really does help us know how to make adjustments for next year's conference. Your comments, we haven't incorporated many comments we've received in the past, and we will continue to do that. So please share that with us and fill out the evaluation. Okay, so Jeff, are you there? Let's hear that music and have another gift card. Jeff? Well, maybe we'll double up later. I don't know if Jeff had to step away for a minute.
Oh, no, I was talking and obviously the mute was on, so I apologize. Hey, wanted to let everybody know, thank you so much for allowing Synergy Home Care to be out here to present for you today. DJ Jim and Jeff in the house. Our first winner for this afternoon, Anna Contreras. Congratulations, you are a lucky winner.
All right, great. Thanks, Jeff. Anna, if you're still on, please put in the chat that you're here with us, and we'll get you a gift card mailed. Thank you. All right. Well, to kick off this afternoon, we have our first speaker. So excited to have Amy Woods with us. Amy is a certified occupational therapy assistant. Amy has been involved in pediatric occupational therapy since graduating from Tulsa Community College in 2011, where she earned her Associates of Applied Science. Amy's experience in occupational therapy has included working with ages ranging from infants to 18 years of age. Her personal experience with diagnosis includes traumatic brain injury, Down syndrome, ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, cerebral palsy, senior sensory processing disorders, fine motor, visual motor, handwriting, and developmental delays. So Amy, if you are ready, we are so happy to have you with us.
Thank you so much. I can't start my video for some reason. There we go. Hi guys, how's everyone today? It's good to be here. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to do a presentation first, and then I'm going to do some demonstrations of assistive technology. Thanks for introducing me, Nadine. I appreciate it. Then I don't have to give my own spill. It's kind of nice. All right. And let's see how I... All right. Ready to go? Can you see my screen properly?
Yes, you're good.
Good. So AbleTech's mission is to improve access to and acquisition of assistive technology, often referred to as AT, for individuals with disabilities of all ages. We serve people in all environments of education, employment, and community living statewide. Assistive technology is any item, device, or piece of equipment that you can improve or modify to be able to independently help someone get through their daily living activities. An AT service directly assists a person with a disability in selecting, acquiring, and using AT. This ranges anywhere from evaluations, consultations, and just information and assistance. There are 10 categories of assistive technology. Computer access, this helps one access the computer, work on the computer, have appropriate software that they need for their disability. Daily living are items that one uses for self-help, such as bathing, grooming, toileting, anything like that that you do day to day. Environmental adaptations, this is kind of a broad category. It can do with remodeling and revamping and doing home modifications, or it can be small things that help you access devices. Some new things are like the smart home mechanisms that we use to open doors, lock doors, and that type of thing. Open the blinds, close the blinds, those things. Hearing, of course, assists one in hearing. Learning, cognition, and development is a category that helps with accessing educational materials. Recreation, sports, and leisure is kind of self-explanatory. These would be adaptive sports equipment, adaptive toys, and leisurely items. Seating, positioning, and mobility is to help one aid in their functional mobility, such as walkers, canes, wheelchairs, those basic items. But also these things can include wiggle seats, disco sits, all kinds of stuff that a lot of education teachers are using within the home, and that we recommend parents to use in the home as well. So we have speech communication, of course. It helps one to communicate to others that cannot verbally. And then vehicle modifications, of course, are things such as modified vehicles with ramps, pedal controls, hand controls for the steering wheel, and then vision. Vision definitely helps people access things that they cannot see, whether they're blind or just have low vision. So we're going to talk about accessing AT devices and services. AbleTech's core programs are the device demonstration, device short-term loan, device reutilization, and the financial loans for AT. And we're going to talk a little bit about each one of those today. It won't be in great depth because it's a lot of information. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on my desk computer in the office today, which is abnormal, and so I feel kind of lost. So device demonstration program partners statewide with other entities to operate AT centers and device demonstration programs to increase access and utilization of AT. Demonstrations helps individuals to, touch, learn, try, explore different pieces of equipment in order to help them process what type of AT that they need. Demonstrations can be provided virtually. They can be in person, which AbleTech is not doing at the moment. So we're definitely using virtual platforms. Some of our loan partners are Alzheimer's Association, Handicapped Vehicle Services, and New View, Oklahoma. We have a total of 19 partners, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a broad range of partners that we have. Device short-term loan program. The device short-term loan program provides Oklahomans the opportunity to borrow devices. I really like to refer to this as something like the public library, but except for with assistive technology. So it helps you to make an informed decision before you purchase things. So that way you're not financially spending money on things that aren't working for you. Ensure capability between the device and the user. So, hey, does this work for this individual and what they need to, what goal they have and what they need to succeed in. Have backup equipment while waiting for repair, such as iPad screens, talker screens, those kind of things, or even to be reprogrammed. We loan equipment while you're waiting for a repair. Let's see, what else do we have? If you go and you have somebody that has applied for you a device for new equipment, we can also loan an item until you get that new equipment. We also help conduct training. So we teach you how to use the equipment. And if we don't know about that piece, then we will refer out to vendors or somebody that we know that's well-versed in that piece of equipment. Self-education, we kind of help you through technical difficulties while you're at home, over the phone, or virtually. We also do professional development as well. So some key features of our device loan program. So any Oklahoma resident is able to loan a device as long as you have an Oklahoma address. There's no cost to borrow. The loan durations are typically 2 to 6 weeks, and this will vary due to the device demand. So if we have a long waiting list for a certain device, we shorten up those weeks for patrons to be able to kind of trial them and get them back so somebody else can. We do free shipping statewide and return free shipping. There is literally no cost to borrow a device. We have over 3,400 devices in inventory. So it's really a large inventory of assistive technology, which makes it really nice for our Oklahoma residents. So some support that we have for borrowers are, we have experienced trained staff in specialized fields. Like Nadine said, I'm an occupational therapy assistant. We have 2 speech therapists on staff. We have a hearing specialist, an AT specialist, and we recently gained a new employee, and she is going through visual training. So she will be a teacher of the visually impaired when it's all said and done. So we have a wide variety of specialized fields that we're able to help each person individually and customize what they need to meet their goals. Technical assistance to borrowers, like I said, I already mentioned that a little bit. We help people walk through problems and difficulties with their devices. We refer to quality vendors for technical assistance, funding, and just in-depth information about a device. Instructions and support manuals we give out if you need them, or you can't find one that's online, or you need accessible materials for those things. We also do guidance on funding resources. AbleTech has a large funding guide resource on our website that is parsed out by private and public entities for funding. It walks you through how to get assistive technology, how to appeal things, and how to advocate. It's a very handy resource guide. So how do I get all these devices? We're going to talk about acquiring AT devices. So the first program we're going to discuss is the device reutilization program. So the device reutilization program retrieves donated medical equipment from Oklahoma residents that no longer need it. AbleTech refurbishes, sanitizes, and repairs the equipment to the best performance, and then we reassign it to Oklahoma residents in need. And there are no requirements to apply for the equipment, but if it is a piece of equipment that requires a prescription, that will need to be documented and uploaded when you apply. Some of those things are like some walkers, some wheelchairs, power chairs, those kind of things need prescriptions. The only criteria for this program is that when you're finished with that device or piece of equipment, we would like for you to donate it back so we can reassign it back to another Oklahoma resident. The reuse program has anything from bedside commodes to shower chairs, walkers, canes, wheelchairs, any of the larger medical equipment. At times we have hospital beds, blood pressure cuffs, pulse ox monitors, just a wide variety. Device exchange program. So the device exchange program, I like to reference it as like Craigslist. So it's a person-to-person exchange to donate, sell, or locate equipment. So it functions like a classified ad or online marketplace. So an individual will go on our website, register for an account, and then they will post what they need, what they want to sell, or what they want to donate. And it can be for monetary or it can be for free. And it will state that. A lot of the times, people that do not need a vehicle that is modified will often put this on our lists because it's really hard to get those out and sold because they're clearly customized. Some other things are like Depends or baby formula. There's all kinds of things that get put on that exchange. It's a really fantastic program. How am I doing on time, Nadine?
I think you're doing good.
Okay.
Yes.
There's so much to cover with Able Tech. Like,
Yes.
am I missing something? Financial loans for AT. So Able Tech has a financial loan program, and we partner with the OCAT Foundation, which is the Oklahoma Assistive Technology Foundation, and we partnership with Bank First of Stillwater. We provide financing options, low interest loans with flexible repayments. This is for any type of assistive technology for Oklahomans to purchase, just to help them through their daily life. This really comes in handy for hearing aids. We do a lot of loans for hearing aids because those are often not covered. We do loans for co-payments. We do loans for home modifications, speech generating devices, pretty much anything you can think of, but those that I named are the larger items and that are harder to find funders for. So we have these loans that are really awesome to be able to just have that opportunity. Your credit score, I think, has to be in the 500s to be able to qualify. And that's a lot of the times the problem is because, you know, people don't have a good credit score. And so they're just desperate and looking, and Oklahoma Able Tech really helps with this kind of service. So now we're going to go on to, if my computer works correctly, I'm going to do some demonstrations. It's the most exciting part. All right, can you see my desk?
Yes.
Just my blurred desk.
Yes.
Okay, I need to make this smaller. Not let me. Okay. Can you still see my desk or no?
Yes.
Okay, because I see myself.
Yes. I saw a hand for a second.
All right, so we are going to talk about a pocket talker. So I'm going to show you guys some assistive technology items that will be useful for caregiving. This is Martha's favorite part. She loves seeing our new stuff. I'm going to show quite a few new things today. But a pocket talker helps you to hear the sounds and voices most important to you. It amplifies what you want to hear while reducing distraction of background noise. It's a slim ergonomic design amplifier. It's super easy to use. You just turn it on. There's a tone for increase and decrease. You can use over the ear headphones, or you can use earbuds, either one. This is the microphone, and then the clip. So you can just clip it onto your shirt, which is really nice. It's really good for individuals who are hard of hearing. You just, like I said, plug in the headphones, position the microphone near a preferred sound, and adjust the volume to your comfort, and just start listening. So basically, it's an in-ear speaker. Next, I have the Liftware Steady Spoon. It's a starter kit. It includes a stabilizing handle and a charging system. Can you see this pretty good, Nadine?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. It has a charging system, a travel pouch, and this soup spoon attachment. The stabilizing handle is designed to counteract the effects of tremors and shaky hands that may be related to conditions like Parkinson's. So it allows an individual to pick up food no matter what way they turn their wrist. It's a really neat device. It also has, we have a fork attachment as well. These are very popular. You can, the handle is magnetized, and then the strap, you can change the size. So that makes it nice because you can adjust it to the person that you're using it with. This is a brand new device. It's not even been checked out yet. I'm actually interested in using it on myself. So the do-dial indicates an optimal breathing pace for you to breathe 6 breaths per minute to put the body in a state of rest and rebalance your autonomic nervous system. It synchronizes one's breath with slow and steady light pulse. It's kind of similar to watching a pendulum that helps you kind of unwind quickly. It helps to calm the flow of your thoughts by keeping your attention focused on an external point. So this helps reduce anxiety. On the back, it has an 8-minute timer and a 20-minute timer. It's touch. So you just hold it for 3 seconds to turn it off. I say that, watch. It won't turn off for me because that's how it works. You know, you go to demonstrate these items and they never go the way you want to. There it goes. And then touch it once to turn it on for 8 minutes. And then after it is on for a minute or two, you double tap for the 20-minute interval. I need to take this home and check it out. I think it would be very beneficial for this high-strung mama. Now we have Buzz Clip. This is in our vision category. So the Buzz Clip is a small and discreet wearable mobility device. It has a clip on the back. It provides hand-free detection of waist or head level height obstacles for people living with blindness or partial sight. It is designed for use in conjunction with a white cane or a guide dog. You can clip it onto your clothing and the Buzz Clip will vibrate with increasing intensity as the object comes closer. The device uses ultrasound to detect obstacles that may lie directly in one's path. It then notifies the user of these obstacles through intuitive vibrations, which is really neat. So then you can allow the user to safely navigate around any object they may encounter. So it's a really neat new device that we have in our loan program. Another one of my favorites, I got my dad these a few years ago. He is hard of hearing and will not wear his hearing aids. He's very stubborn. They're called My Theater wearable speakers. They are really neat. So they offer a combination of 2-channel 4-way speakers that not only deliver rich sound, but also gives a haptic user experience. You can use them for the phone and you can use them for a theater experience. The speakers are here and you wear them around your neck. The middle part is fairly bendable, so you can adjust it tighter or looser as you may need. It's a very simplistic device. It Bluetooths and has a charger. Here's the play and pause. And then your phone call options. Another new item we have, let me see where I put it. Hopefully this is right side up for you guys to see. So this is the Dose Health medication dispenser. It can help you or someone you know work with having a hard time adhering to medication schedules. It provides medication management, health reminders, and medical alerts. It does have a monthly service fee though. What I like about it is you can set it. So it says this is set up for the pill box to dispense at 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. And you can change that. And then it tells you where to place the 8 a.m. pills. So you place all 8 a.m. pills in the orange sections. So it goes all the way around for that. And then as it plays through, it'll tell you put all the 7 p.m. in the purple. And then you reset it. You put the lid back on, and then here is a screw. So you screw it back in, and then it dispenses on its own. It'll turn and dispense, which is really nice. So then you don't have to worry about somebody taking more medication than what they need, or, you know, getting their dosages mixed up. Really cool. This is the Explore 5 handheld electronic magnifier. It's a low vision device for active people looking for an electronic magnifier. You can take it everywhere. It even has a kickstand on the back. So you can set it up and use it if you need to see something like at the dinner table or whatnot. You can change the contrast. Let me get a piece of paper. You can change the contrast. Here's the plus and minus, of course, is your magnification. You can take a screenshot if you'd like. And then you can change the contrast colors. You can do black on white, white on black. You can do yellow and black. There's all kinds of different contrasts that you can do to help you see a little better. And it's very lightweight, simple. It's really easy to use. And it's also a new piece, and I hadn't messed with it until today, and it was really easy just to turn on and use intuitively. So that's nice. It doesn't have a bunch of instructions, or, you know, you've got to go into this folder or that folder or this file to be able to access the device and the features that it has. Last thing I'm going to show is the Bits t-shirt. So it looks like a standard t-shirt, but in actuality, it has a patch with a tracking device. So this was developed to protect young children while using a proximity-based tracking technology. Any parent or teacher or caregiver who has lost a child, even temporarily, knows how distressing the situation can be. So this is a new type of smart clothing it's a washable embedded tracker. So that way you can, you know, wear it often or wear it to those major events like the fair or field trips or wherever you may be, a conference. And you can set it, it works off an app, and you can set the app within boundaries. And if the person wanders outside the boundary, the phone will alert you that they have walked outside the boundary. And I want to say it goes up to 255 feet away from the phone, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly, but I mean, it's a fairly good ways. They have many different t-shirts you can order. We just have the kids version, but you can order the patch by itself, which I think is really neat, because then you could sew it onto a pair of pants. You could just put it in one's back pocket. You could put it in someone's button-up shirt pocket. I mean, anywhere really. They have adult sizes and kid sizes that you can order. I think it's just a really neat new device, and it is no cost. There is no software cost, so that makes it really nice. There's no, you know, monthly or annual fee. You just have to buy the tracking device, and the app you can download for free. We have, I thought that was our last item, but it's not. This one's going to be a little harder to show. I think I'm going to stop share and just show myself. I think it will be easier. So this is the new meal lifter. I found this and I thought it was really neat. So it's just a simple stool type object for your plates. So it helps people who have difficulty lifting their arms up to feed themselves by simply just resting their elbow on the table to pivot their arm just to their mouth. So then that their elbow has support and they can motor plan to their mouth a little better. It also came with some redware, which I know is very popular, that you can put on the top. And so that will help, you know, with alerting and knowing that there's, a plate on the top and just easier to focus and those kind of things. I thought this was really neat, pretty handy. The plate actually is like a normal glass plate, but it fits within this little hole, so it can't slip out, which makes it, more safe, which is nice, because then they can't slide it off the tray. All right, that's all I have to show today. I think I have a time for a few questions. I don't know what time we're supposed to end. I think 1:40.
Yes.
Oh, good. I did well.
Amy. Yeah. Don't you love it when it happens that way?
Yes, because normally I'm like, I don't have enough time.
I get it. I know. There's so much to tell, and you guys have so many great resources. You guys are a great partner. We've worked with you so much, and thank you.
I know.
We do have a quick couple of questions if we can squeeze them in here. One of them is, what was the spoon fork called?
It is called Liftware.
Liftware.
And that's the brand and manufacturer.
Okay.
And there's two kinds by that company. This one is the Liftware starter kit that I showed, and the other one is a stabilizing spoon. So there's two that they have.
Okay. Do you have a calendar that they can access to see what is available?
Calendar for events?
Catalog. I'm sorry. I have to
Catalog.
read.
Yes.
Catalog.
If you go to our website, okabletech.org, all lowercase, and go under the short-term loan program, we can get you hooked up with a registration login, and you can peruse our inventory. And it's just like shopping, so you can add something to your cart and then check out, and we try to send you that equipment within 48 hours.
Great. How would someone donate items?
So you can also get on OK Able Tech's website and go to the reutilization tab, and you can scroll. I think it's more towards the bottom. You can scroll down and it will give you the donation sites that we have, or you can also call and have something picked up if it's a large item like a power chair or a hospital bed, things like that.
Okay, great. All right. Where can we purchase the tracking patch app?
Yes, I think this is such a cool resource, I think. So it's called BITS. So it's B''TZ, I think. Let me look. It's one I always get confused. No, see, I got it confused. It's B''ZT. I can put it in the, let me see. If you Google that and Google tracking device, they actually might have a website on this tag.
Okay.
And yeah, here it is. I'll give you the website.
Okay. Putting that in chat for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that would be great. Well, Amy, while you're doing that, we just want to thank you for taking time to participate with us and showing us all the great things that you have. Again, Able Tech is pretty amazing. If you haven't had an opportunity to work with them, they're awesome partners, and we do value you. So thank you, Amy.
Thank you. I really enjoy it. Yeah. It's nice to be able to help just anyone, and at that like age, all ages and disabilities. So it's really cool.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I know Jeff's ready to give another gift card, so we're going to say thank you, Amy and Jeff.
All right, let's see who's going to be the next winner. Coming live to you again, DJ Jeff in the house, and our next winner is going to be Margot Skinner. You are our next winner, and we want to wish you much success and congratulations.
Very good. All right. Like we said, Margot, put your name in the chat so we know you're here, and congratulations, and thanks, Jeff. Okay. We're going to switch to our next speaker. We're so excited to have, and I am going, Dr. Linda Jordan. So she's with us. Hi, Linda. Hi. I'm going to introduce you. I'm going to read your bio real quick, and then we'll have you jump in.
All right.
Dr. Linda Jordan is a leadership coach plus a diversity and inclusion trainer consultant with over 30 years of experience in management, leadership coaching, business process improvement, organizational development, and training within the U.S. and borders and abroad. I'm sorry. As a leadership coach, Dr. Jordan works with business owners and professional leaders, helping them identify and close gaps in the workplace by setting goals and creating a strategy to increase productivity and growth in the workplace. Dr. Jordan has assisted with leadership assessment and performance management. Dr. Jordan received her Bachelor's of Science from the North Carolina Wesleyan College, her master's from Pfeiffer University, and her doctorates from University of Arizona Global Campus. Linda, we're so glad you're here. Thank you, Dr. Jordan, for joining us. And I'm going to let you take it away.
All right. Thank you so much for the introduction, Nadine. Hello, everyone, caregivers. It is my pleasure to be with you here today to share a little bit about me and my story. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. So hopefully everyone can see my screen. I take it that's a yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So what I'm going to talk to you today about is the voice of hope. And I know that is your theme, hope. But most importantly, as a caregiver, to let you know that you are not alone in this journey. So a little bit more about me. I'm a breast cancer survivor. 2014, I was diagnosed. In 2015, I was my reconstruction surgery. I am also a certified coach and trainer with the John Maxwell team. I teach courses with Cornell University. I'm an elected official. I'm a real estate investor, an author, but most importantly, I'm a wife and a mother. And that's really what my story is about today around caregiving. So in 2014, I was blessed with the birth of a beautiful little girl. Her name is Jamie, and that's a picture that you see there. And you're probably wondering, well, what's going on? So at 17 weeks, I went in for my ultrasound, just like most women would that are pregnant or about to give birth. Went in for my ultrasound, and they came back and they told me that I would probably need to abort because my daughter would be born with illnesses that they didn't think that I could handle. They mentioned Down syndrome, they mentioned all these other things. And I went into, of course, a panic, but I said, absolutely not, no. I'm going to deliver and I will deal with whatever happens, whatever birth defect she has. I will deal with it and I will take care of her for the rest of my life if that's what it takes. So I did a lot of praying. As caregivers, we all do prayer of some sort, whatever your belief is, but you do whatever it is necessary to make you feel better about what's happening, to get you closer to whatever it is that you need to. But fast forward, April the 7th, 1994, my daughter was born, and that is what she looked like the day of delivery. So what you see here is she was born with what's called a lymphangioma. And back in the 90s, science wasn't where it is today. Had she been born now, of course, they would be able to take care of that. But back then, they thought it was going to be what was, they thought a hemangioma, which would involve a lot of blood vessels. And they thought that if they did surgery, that she would not survive. But fortunately enough, she was born with the lymphangioma. So it was basically a huge sac of fluid, but unfortunately it had taken over the entire right side of her body. She was born at UNC Medical Center Healthcare, and that's why you see that symbol there. But this particular article was written by my GYN, and she posted in the New England Journal back in 1995 because they wanted to learn more about what was happening and why she was born that particular way. There was nothing that I had done wrong, or I had eaten everything and done everything that a pregnant woman is supposed to do, but for some reason, this mass formed on her, and she also had it on the left side as well as the right. So that large lymphangioma, as I said, took over her right side of the body. So there was no breast tissue there. She had limited mobility in both wrists. Both wrists were born frozen because as an embryo, it just sort of started that way. And as she just started to develop as a child, as an infant, her bones kind of froze in both wrists. So she had very limited mobility. And I was just prepared. I said, well, you know, we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that she is a normal child and life will be great. So fast forward, you know, Jamie's born, we go through physical therapy, I have home health care coming in. I took 10 months out of work to make sure that she got everything that she needed. And, you know, I just wanted to be there because I didn't want to miss a moment. I wanted to make sure that she was taken care of. And for all of you that are caregivers, I know that you've probably done something similar, you know, not sure, but if you're taking care of a family member, put that in the chat. I'd really like to know, who are you currently taking care of? If you don't mind putting that in the chat, who are you taking care of? So yes, I was taking care of my infant daughter. And there was a lot to it, a lot. So like I said, I took off time off from work, and things worked out really well. As you can see here, my daughter ended up being very athletic. She taught herself to pitch. So, you know, I'm in the kitchen one day washing dishes and I hear, you know, the stomping going on, and I look out the window and she's got a tennis ball throwing it against the garage door. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? She goes, I want to play softball like the girls I see on TV. And I said, you know, I've never told her that, you know, because she had a disability, I never told her that she couldn't do anything. So she took it upon herself and taught herself how to pitch. And then she, of course, went into other sports, as you can see, basketball, but she also did soccer, she did volleyball, but her heart was truly in softball, and she did exceptionally well. She ended up getting a scholarship at North Carolina A&T State University, pitching at 65 miles per hour. And that's her pitching there in honor of myself and for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But if you look at the picture where she's holding the glove, her arm has always and will be larger than the other side of her body because her wrist is frozen. So we always had to make sure we had special gloves for her. But one of the beauties of her disability was that the pitching coach said, you know, even though her wrist is frozen, it is designed for a pitcher because there's no change in her style. She always throws a perfect pitch. And so sometimes, you know, we see things as negative, but I really looked at the positive of what she was going through. And I wanted her to see that as a positive and not to think of it as a disability or any limitations to what she's doing. And so that's how she was brought up, that's how she went through life. And then as we fast forward in 2018, September the 7th, 2018, that was the moment where she wanted to finalize her complete surgery. She's probably had 20 plus surgeries throughout her entire life. And this was going to be her last surgery. She wanted to have her final breast reconstruction. And she just said, Mom, I just want to be normal. I said, well, you are normal, but you know, girls want to feel that, you know, all body parts are there. And so that's what she really wanted to do. And I reached out to my plastic surgeon from my breast cancer surgery, and he agreed to do the procedure at Duke University. And we knew that things were going to be great because he's a fantastic surgeon. So we get everything taken care of, and surgery is done the next morning. She looks great. She's really excited. And we're getting ready for breakfast in the hospital because I've changed clothes and everything. And sitting there talking to her, of course, you know, as young adults, she's 24 at the time, texting on her phone to her friends, you know, things have gone well, I'm feeling great. And then I look at her and I say, what's going on? Because she has this weird look on her face. And she says, Mama, I can't breathe. And I'm thinking, we're in a hospital. What do you mean you can't breathe? You just had surgery. What do you mean you can't breathe? And she says it again. She says, Mama, I can't breathe. And the next thing I notice is that her eyes are rolling back in her head. And I just see her in slow motion, just passing out. At the same time, Mama is passing out. The picture you see here is what I saw 3 days later. Yes, Mama passed out because I couldn't bear any additional trauma in my life. She was born, I raised her, I took care of her, during all of her surgeries that she had at birth. And then here she is almost ready to get to her 25th birthday. And she has a blood clot. Out of nowhere, she has a blood clot and passes out. So in 3 days, after 3 days, I wake up and this is how I see my baby girl. She was diagnosed with a blood clot, and the doctor said that she had been without oxygen for 15 minutes. So my question was, what are the prognosis? What can we do? Do we have any options? And I said, all options, I don't care what it takes. All options are open. And they said the only thing that we can do right now is to put her on what's called an ECMO machine. And this particular machine is where they insert plastic tubing into a main artery. And for her, it was through the groin area. And they couldn't do it through the chest because she had just had breast surgery. Now, keep in mind, she had this beautiful breast surgery that they had to undo because they weren't sure where the blood clot came from. Later on, they did find out that the blood clot came from her leg. And so they proceed with the ECMO machine and getting her all set up. And this particular machine, if you're a caregiver, you may be familiar with it, or you're in healthcare, I'm sure you've heard of it. But this particular machine allows her, it pumps for her heart and her lungs. And that's keeping her alive. So she's on the ECMO, she's on a dialysis machine. You can see all that equipment there in that picture. She's got tubing, they've got blankets. I mean, they've filled her with fluid so much, she was just so swollen and hard to recognize at some points, and all the bruising on her face because they're trying everything to keep her alive. And that was just my mission, is do whatever you have to do to keep her alive. So she's on this machine and on all of this equipment for 14 days. And as you all know, after the longer you stay on any life support, the greater your chances of having pneumonia. And that's what the doctor said. He says, you have two options. You can take her off and see what happens and hope for the best. Or you can leave her on and hope for the best, but more likely she'll end up with pneumonia and may not survive because of what has occurred and what they're dealing with. But also in that same process, shortly after they put on the ECMO, they come to me and my husband and they say, we may have to cut her leg off. And of course, I'm in a panic. What do you mean you may have to cut her leg off? And something happened with the ECMO, with the artery, and her leg had gone cold. It was dying. And they were like, what would you like to do? So I say, well, do whatever it takes, but you're not cutting her leg off. Let's put it in the next leg, see what happens. So they do that. Everything works fine. We're back to that 14 days. And I say, yes, let's just take her off. I'm a woman of faith. I pray, and she will be okay. And whatever it is will be, and I'll deal with it, regardless of the situation. I've been here before in this situation as a caregiver. I will do it again if that's what it takes. So that morning I go in, my husband says, I can't deal with it. So he sits to the side and I go in with the physician and they start taking off machine by machine. And I'm waiting with bated breath and just wondering what's going to happen. And I've got nerves from anxiety, and then I've got fear of what if she doesn't wake up. And so we wait as each machine is coming off. And we wait, and each machine comes off. And then finally, when they take the tube out of her mouth, she coughs. And of course, there's a little excitement going on for me. But I'm trying not to get too excited because I'm not sure what that means. And the more they pull, and the more they pull, soon her eyes start to flicker just a little bit. So I'm getting really excited, but not too excited because I'm not sure what's going to happen when the final piece of the tubing comes off. And as they pull out the final piece of the tubing, her eyes open. She looks to the left where I'm standing, she blinks. She looks to the right where the doctor's standing, she blinks. Then she looks straight up in the air and she says, did that come out of me? We all start to laugh like, oh my gosh, she's talking. I'm so excited. Then she goes quiet and she looks back over to me and she says, I'm back. And the doctor says, oh my gosh, what did she say? And then she says, never mind. Never mind. And we just stand there. So I'm really getting excited because I know she's back, but I don't know what else is going to happen with that. So as a caregiver, there are a lot of things that you are faced with. But what I want to share with you is some actions for happiness. Because when you're going through any type of caring for a parent, a child, any type of a loved one, whether it's a grandmother, an in-law, a cousin, or maybe it's a neighbor, it takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on your body. But one of the things that I did for me, for happiness, was to take time to do something for myself, something I really enjoyed, whether that was going out for a walk. I stayed in the hospital from September until December. And so I did a variety of different things, but I had to do something to keep my mind going. I had to do something to keep myself sane. I had to let go of other people's expectations because, you know, when you're caring for someone, people have other expectations of you, and you've got all that stress trying to figure out, are you doing the right thing? Are you doing for whatever people want you to do? Are you doing the right thing for that patient, the person, that family member that you're taking care of? You need to allow yourself to pause and take a break because it can be very daunting depending upon who you're caring for and how much you're having to do. Choose to see your mistakes as opportunities to learn, because trust me, I made a lot of mistakes along the way because I'm learning through the process of her when she was born, learning through this process of this unexpected illness that she had. I learned a lot and I made a lot of mistakes, but we all learn from our mistakes. And I had to also realize that I needed to notice the small things that I did well, irregardless of how small they are, because sometimes we put more stress on ourselves as caregivers. We want to make sure that we're perfect, but sometimes we can't be perfect. And I also needed to increase my self-awareness when it came to, you know, those ups and downs that we all go through. You cannot forget about yourself as a caregiver. I know we all want to take care of who we're taking care of, but we've got to take care of ourselves, because if we're not doing a good job doing that, we cannot take care of our loved ones. We also have to know what we want and what we need, because we do need a lot of things when we're taking care of someone. So don't forget about yourself and be willing to brave the discomfort of any challenges that you may face. And trust me, when my daughter was in the hospital with this blood clot, there was a lot of discomfort going on. And I had to face up to the challenge and say, hey, you know, it doesn't matter. There was so much going on. I just had to face it and make those tough decisions. And sometimes you have to do that and be okay with that. Then it comes to, you know, you're a caregiver, but you've got a regular life also. You may be working a 9 to 5 and being a caregiver in the evening. So you've got to balance all of that. You still got bills to pay. You're trying to take care of your household. You're trying to take care of the person you're caring for. And that brings a lot of stress onto you. Sometimes people get burnt out. There's fatigue. And again, you have to take time for yourself. Put yourself in a routine. Even though I was in the hospital for months after months, I started to get back into a routine because that was my sanity. So I brought in my laptop and I was doing work and I was having calls and meetings while I'm in the waiting room of ICU. I had to do something to keep myself sane and to get into a routine so I felt like some sense of normalcy as I'm going through this process. And as a caregiver, you need to have yourself a routine so that you don't get burnout, you don't get stressed. And most importantly, ask for help. We don't always ask for help because we want to do everything for everybody, but sometimes we have to ask for help. And there were times where, yes, I had to say, hey, somebody come and help me. Luckily for me, I'm from a large family. I have 4 brothers and 3 sisters. And so They came from wherever they lived, all over in different states, and they would be there for me to give me some relief, to give my husband some relief, because it gets very tiring at some point, because you're like, I got to do this and I got to do that, and you've got to run your business, and which I do. My husband has his own business, and then our daughter was an adult, so we had to make sure that we were taking care of her business. And as a parent, I tell you, getting into an iPhone was one of my greatest challenges, trying to contact all of her friends to let them know what was going on. But ask for help, because without help, I mean, you can totally burn yourself out really quickly. And then you find yourself needing someone to take care of you. Now, as Jamie came out of this particular coma in this situation, she had to go through therapy. She had to learn to walk again. She had to learn how to swallow. So it allowed us time together to just talk, sharing those memories, because keep in mind, she was out for 15 minutes, and statistics show that after 10 minutes, it drastically decreases your chance of survival. It drastically decreases your chance of memory. So I had to tell her stories to get her memory back. From the smallest thing to the largest thing. We played board games. We played games on the cell phone for stimulating her brain and making sure she could remember things. Because as she started to remember, she could remember things from 15 years ago, but she couldn't remember something I said to her 5 minutes ago. So we had to work really hard, but I was at every point of her steps of recovery because I wanted to be a part of that. And as a caregiver, we want to be there for the person that we're taking care of, particularly if it's a loved one. You don't want to miss anything because you just don't know. You just don't know. So we called, we write, we did FaceTimes if I had to go to the cafeteria. You just do whatever is necessary. But most importantly, you celebrate life every single day, because tomorrow is not promised. It's not promised to any of us. So what I challenge you with is to reclaim your power and your confidence. Be the advocate. And I know that you all are excellent caregivers. And I know that you are the advocate for whoever you're taking care of, because you are that person's voice. Sometimes they cannot speak for themselves. So you are that advocate. Have that confidence that you can do it. Reclaim your power and your confidence, and have strong faith, irregardless of what it is. Have that strong faith. I am a Christian, and that's what I believe. Whatever you believe is absolutely beautiful as well, but have that strong faith in whatever you believe, because that's what's going to help you get through any crisis that you're dealing with. Any crisis that you're dealing with, any situation, being a caregiver and dealing with all that comes with that. So as you can see, Jamie is alive. She is the reason for my season. This is a picture that was taken Christmas Day, and our holiday is that particular year was to decorate a Christmas hat, and she was a Christmas angel. You see two emblems of universities, UNC Chapel Hill, because that's where she was born in 1994. Her birth is there, but her rebirth is with Duke University, because they did bring her back to life for me. So she is the reason for my season. And you all have a season and a reason for what you're doing. This is just a most recent picture, because she and I now, every week, we either meet each other face to face. I drive to wherever she is, or she will come here. We are so much more connected than we have ever been. And I am extremely blessed to have her in my life, because she is the reason why I get up every single day. Of course, with my husband, but she is the primary reason that I get up every day. And you all have a reason. You all have a why in what you do. And you all are exceptionally well at what you do. So at the end of the day, everybody wins when we work together, when we share information to help one another. Because my story in telling it is to maybe just touch or help one person, just to know that you are not in this alone. As a caregiver, take care of yourself as you take care of others. And when things feel really tough and challenging, just ask for help. Ask for help. Don't get overwhelmed, but just ask for help, because someone is always willing to lend a hand to help you in the end. So thank you for your time. I invite all of you to what I do is called a 4-week caregiver mastermind, where we can connect and share and support each other. It's not mandatory. It's only if someone really needs someone to talk to, just to reach out, connect with others. So I invite you all to that weekly mastermind, and I'm sure they'll get you the details later. So if there are any questions, I invite you to ask any questions that you may have of me. Just put it in the chat and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you so much.
Dr. Jordan, my goodness, what a story. My phone in the back we're all crying.
Oh,
What a story. I don't know if I can bring myself together here to continue, but thank you for sharing that. I know that's very personal, and but I
yes.
think that helps everybody on this understand they're not alone, as we feel sometimes very alone.
Mhm.
That had to be some lonely times, but
Yes.
good for you. Good for you.
Thank you so much.
And we applaud you and your family.
Thank
Very
you.
good. It's my understanding you have we have some books that the Voice of Hope, your Voice of Hope for Caregiver book.
Yes.
We have some of those that we hope to give to some of the participants that are on and heard your story. So
Yes.
thank you for that. We appreciate that.
My pleasure.
All right. I don't see any questions in the chat box, just a lot of you're amazing. Thank you for sharing. I agree. Couldn't agree more. Thank you. Thank you for being on this journey with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Well, Jeff, can you pick us up a little bit? Woo.
All right. Are you guys ready for another gift card winner?
Yes.
All right. Our winner for this session is Billy Tucker. Billy Tucker, you are the winner.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeff. And Lily, put your name in the chat. And yep, I already see there. Already in the chat. Great. Thank you. Okay. Wow, what a way to end. What great presentations throughout the whole day. This has been really enlightening for me, and I'm sure for all of you, and I'm sure many of you could relate to what each one of the speakers have presented. Hope you gained some resources and some thoughts on some supports and where you can reach those, and I hope you enjoyed the opportunity to receive some gift cards. You know, as Aida said in the morning, we don't take time a lot of times for ourselves, but we please hope that you will, after hearing all the presentations, you'll know that you have choices, and take those times to re-energize and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. It's everything. It's your choice. Sometimes some days are harder than others, but we hope that you'll start today and really embrace hope and look further into that. To help you with your caregiving journey, we have several additional resources that we'd like to share with you through various breakout sessions. So I'm going to talk to you about the breakout sessions and kind of explain those, and hopefully you will stay with us through those, and after the breakout sessions, the conference will be over. So here's the breakout rooms, and there are these 6 rooms. The relaxation room, there's a caregiver of children with special needs. There'll be a breakout room for caregivers of younger adults, caregivers of 60 and over, employed caregivers, and grandparents and other relatives raising children. So there's a breakout room for each one. I'm going to tell you where to find those in just a minute, but I want to be sure you understand that there's different ones, and in each breakout room there will be individuals in there that are from different organizations and businesses that can give you some resources and supports that they would like to share with you. Now, the relaxation room, you'll just you can stay right here and don't have to leave this webinar, but I will show you on the other breakout rooms how you'll access those. And to what you'll learn in the breakout rooms is, like I said, a variety of resources. There'll be another gift card drawing in each of the breakout rooms. At the end, like I said earlier, that there will be evaluations. They will be emailed to you, and you will be able to find the conference recordings at www.okcares.org. It'll be the morning session, the afternoon session, and each of the breakout sessions. You'll be able to access those. And also I wanted to say on the evaluations that there will be a, if you fill out the evaluation, you will be in some more gift card drawings. Yeah. Okay. To access the breakout rooms, if you don't stay here on this webinar, if you choose to go to one of the other ones, again, the webinar that you stay on right now will be the relaxation room, but you can go find the links in the chat to each one of those other resource rooms. You did receive an email that was from Sooner Success on Tuesday that had the breakout session links in that email. I showed you this morning on where you could go to okcares.org, go to that conference program, and scroll down in the agenda, and you will see the resource links there. Okay, so there's several different ways to access that. And then we do hope you'll stay on with us and go to the resource rooms, because there is a lot of information that will be in those breakout rooms. Again, stay right here. If you're uncomfortable doing that, the relaxation room is going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to jump off. A lot of you can stay right here. Stephanie will be with you in this room, and a lot of us will be jumping off, going to our other breakout sessions. So thank you, appreciate you. You are valued, and hope you all join us next year.
Nidhi, we have one more winner.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, before we go, this will be the last winner for me, and I appreciate you guys as always having me come out and entertain with you guys. Can't wait to do it live. But anyway, our last winner at this point, are you guys ready? Big drum roll. And our winner, I just lost it. All right, here we go. All right, our last winner for this session is going to be Melissa Robbins. Congratulations, Melissa. You won that gift card.
Great. All right. Thanks, Jeff.